Hello everybody, Jamie the Board Game Man. In today's episode, we're going vintage back to the year 1975. If you like a game of skill, cunning, and hidden surprise, well, this is the game for you. This is my Smurfit group game. It's actually made in Ireland. It's ages 10 and up, two-player game. It is called Zed, or in some other versions called Z Game. Now in this game, what you're trying to do is capture your player's Z piece. And in order to do so, at the very beginning of the game, all the pieces are upside down. You're moving them one piece at a time until you have the element of surprise. You flip the piece over, and now you can use it to its full potential. Can it go diagonally? Can it go forward? Can it go backward? Can it go sideways? Can it go two spaces, or even as far as it wants to go? You just don't know until that opponent flips over the piece, and there is your element of surprise. So let's go ahead and head on over to the gamer's table, where I'm going to show you how to play Zed. All right, here we are with the game Zed. Let's check it out. All right, so first and foremost, you're going to have the board, which is just a really small board. It just folds in half. Very, very thin. And you put it right here. Then you have your playing pieces. And then you have the insert right here along with the instructions, which is like a cardboard, which just says front and back, just kind of letting you know the beginning placement of the game and the movements of each one of the pieces. And then here is the insert that goes in the game, and all the pieces go right in here, which is actually pretty darn cool. All right, so let's go ahead and show you how to play this game. So what you're going to have is each side is going to have, you have white versus brown, and you have each side is going to have one Z, and that's kind of like your king, I guess you could say, if you want to make a chess reference. These are the players that you want to try to keep from being captured, are the Zs, okay? Both sides are going to have two that are shaped like a plus. Then you're going to have two X's. Then you can have one that looks like an arrow, and then you're going to have two that have nothing on them whatsoever. So what you're going to go ahead and do is you're going to take the Z's and you're going to place them right in the middle of each of the back rows, like so, okay? Then what you're going to do is you're going to have every other piece, or every other space, I should say, you're going to go ahead and secretly place these however you want to place them on the board. You're going to put these all upside down, so they're all showing nothing. So you want anything showing, all right, just like so. And you're going to start placing these on the board however you want to do your strategy. So let's just say one goes here, one goes here, and like I said, these are all upside down, just like so. So you're going to place two on each side and then three in the front, and you're going to do the same for this here. All right, just like so. Okay, so that's how you're going to do it. You're going to have the Z face up, and then you're going to have all the rest of the pieces face down. Okay, so you really don't know, the opponent doesn't know which one is which. So what you're going to do is each player is going to go ahead and take a turn. Now when they're upside down like this, you move one space at a time. Now let me go ahead and go over the spaces here. The Z itself, the Z can only move one space in any direction. So it can go diagonally, it can go forwards, backwards, sideways, just one, just like a king in chess, same thing. One move at a time. Then you have the standard pieces, which are the null, is what they call them, that don't have anything on them. They can move once, one space forward, straight, or diagonal, but not backward or sideways. Okay, so that's the two pieces that there's nothing on it. Now then you have what's called the Mark I piece, which is shaped like an arrow. That one can move as a standard piece, but can move twice the range, up to two spaces forward, straight, or diagonal. And that is the arrow. Then you have the Mark 11, which is the one that's shaped like an X. That moves or takes in straight lines, diagonally only, any number of spaces from one to the edge of the board. That is the X. So that's kind of easy to remember because it's like diagonally. So you can either move one space diagonally or you can go as far as you can go. All right. Then you have the Mark 111. The 111 is shaped like a plus. That only moves in straight lines, vertically or horizontally, any number of spaces from the edge of the board. So it's kind of easy to remember. I mean, pretty much the X is diagonally as far as you want to go, and the plus is either horizontally or vertically any way you want to go. The only one you got to remember is pretty much the arrow, and the arrow is the one that you can go 2 spaces forward, straight, or diagonal. So you can go up to 2 spaces on that. So when you start off your game, each one of these is going to be able to move 1 space. And like I said, the standard pieces move in 1 space forward, straight, or diagonal. You just can't go backward or sideways. So for instance, you're going to go like this, and then you're going to move a piece like this, like so. And you're just going to go ahead and keep moving 1 piece at a time until you finally decide, okay, now what I want to do is, when you want to activate one of your special pieces, what you would do on that turn is you would flip it over. Once you flip it over, that is your turn. You cannot do any other turns. Like for instance, this is the arrow, okay? Once you flip over a piece, that's your turn. You can't flip it over and then move it. It's only 1 move per turn. So as soon as you feel like you're in striking distance maybe of one of the pawns that you want to try to go after here, you would flip it over, but then your turn ends, and then the next turn you can use whatever power your piece has. So for instance, this is the arrow. So the arrow, like I said, can move twice up to 2 spaces forward, straight, or diagonal. So on his next turn, he could go 1, 2, 1, 2, and so on. Or 1, 2, any which way. Same as it's exactly the same as a regular piece, except for you can go 2 spaces. Same with this. Say he goes like this. He goes, okay, surprise, woohoo! All of a sudden he breaks out the plus. Okay, and of course the plus and the X both have unlimited amount of spaces you can go. So let's just say he wants to come over here and take out this player here. He can do that. All right, but then of course the Z can come over and take out that player as well. And that's how you take out a player. When you pretty much land right on that space, you take it out and you take it out of the game. And that's pretty much how you play the game. As soon as you go and you play, as soon as you want to flip over your piece, then all of a sudden the players know what piece that is, and then the following turn you can start using its special power if you want. Obviously 2 of those. We've got an X here, then you got another X here. See, now then when you have 2 of them that are just normal, they're like little circles on there. There's nothing on them. Those are ones that are just move 1 space at a time. So that's what these 2 are, actually what all the pieces start off to be until you flip it over, okay? And that's how you play the game. You're going to move 1 space at a time until you flip it over, and then all of a sudden you're showing your hand, okay, this is where it is, this is what I have. And then the next turn, you can start moving it however you want to start capturing pieces on the board. And whoever captures their opponent's Z wins the game. Not much to it. Just learning what the pieces do, and the kind of pieces actually kind of tell you. Like the X's go diagonally, like I said earlier. The pluses go, horizontally and vertically as far as they want to go. And this one's just the arrow. You can pretty much go forward and diagonally, and you go 2 spaces instead of just 1, like a normal piece. So, and that's pretty much the moves. That's pretty much the game. First player to capture their opponent's Z wins the game. And now let's head on over to the game room where I'll give you my final thoughts. All right, so my final thoughts on Zed. I like how original this game is. This is really cool where, you start off the game by just going, 1 spot at a time, and then just making that decision as to when you want to flip it over and then pretty much go on the attack. So that part I really like as well. And also I like the way the pieces, they're very light. And they're really cool looking too. They're almost like a cylinder kind of shape, and like little plastic. And I like the way the gameplay is. I mean, the game, I can see this game either going very fast, boom, 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 with all these, all these moves, just attack, 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 or being one of those where just like taking your time, being very, very strategic with every piece. I can see either way going with this game. So I like the game. I'm definitely, I put the Z game right on top of the thumb meter. I'm going to go ahead and give this a thumbs up, just because it's very unique. And I like it. It's pretty small. It's not very big. You can take it with you easily. If you like someone that likes kind of like a variant of maybe chess or checkers, it's kind of a variant of it where you're moving around. Of course, there's no kinging or anything like that, or no checkmate. But I kind of like it. it's cool. It's just very different. The design is really different. You know, pluses and arrows, and I mean, it's really interesting. So I'll give it a thumbs up just for its originality and the gameplay. Like I said, it could go either way. I mean, it could go, and plus, you at the very beginning, you put your wherever your pieces are. You want it, you know. Oh, the thing is, you got to remember what that piece is. I mean, I guess you could kind of look at it and put it back down. You could do that in case you forget where you put it. But the game can be different every single time you play it because you don't always put the plus here. You don't always put the arrow here. You can put them wherever you want. Now, the Z always has to be in the middle and the back. That's the only piece that has to be there every game. Other than that, you can jumble it up every single game, every time you play, and then move from there. So, I like the game. I give it a thumbs up if you can find it. I don't know if it's very rare. I'm not sure. It is on Board Game Geek. And like I said, there's another version called Z Game. Same exact game. It's almost the same exact, I think it's the same exact cover, except it just says game right here instead of ED. So, and I wish I could remember where I got this from. I don't know where I got this from. I'm not sure. I don't even remember. I've had it for a while. And I finally wanted to show it to all of you and have your thoughts. What do you think of this game? Is it a eh? Or is it a, hey, that's pretty cool. That's different. I'm going to see if I can find it. Whatever you decide, whatever you feel about the game, put your comments down below. I always love reading those comments. Well, thank you so much for watching. And usually I don't put my little bloopers on here, but I had a funny one. I was trying to do my intro. I went ahead and put it right after this. That way you could take a look at it. I can't believe I did that. I had a little voice cracking issue there. And anyway, so I thought I'd keep it and I put it at the very end. If you want to check it out, you can if you want. Usually I don't put any bloopers on here because I go through many different... I can do the intro like 10 times and still try to get it just right. So, but this one was kind of funny. I'm like, you know what? I'll keep that. I'm going to put that at the end. So if you're interested in seeing a little blooper at the end, it's right after this. I'll go ahead and stop talking now so you can check it out if you want to see it. Once again, thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed the episode. And until next time, everybody, happy gaming. Hello everybody, Jamie the Board Game Man here. In today's episode, we are going vintage back... Oh, my voice just cracked right there. Vintage! Back to the game... Back to the year 1975. Let's start that over again.